What's up, guys? Obviously, it's CaptainObviouzX, and I got Battlefield 3 gameplay commentary for you guys today, and the big elephant in the room is that intro. And, you know, I got bored last night. I'm like, you know what? I want to make a new intro for myself. I mean, mine's getting pretty old. It's the same music. It's basically just a nice transition of my name into the gameplay. But I felt like if I make a nice, smooth intro with music that is not copyrighted, keep me safe in the future, things like that, I feel like that I can make a kick-ass intro in iMovie without too much effort, and I think I accomplished that very well. I hope you guys enjoyed the intro. And the thing about this is now I can add in different gameplay clips in there. So if I'm making a Halo commentary in the future, whenever Halo 4 comes out, I can pop in some Halo clips in there for the Halo intro into a Halo commentary, or Call of Duty clips for Black Ops 2 into there. So it's a nice intro. It gives me some flexibility with what I want to do in terms of what my topic for that commentary is going to be. You know, that's what's going to be for Battlefield as of right now, for all my Battlefield 3 videos, and, you know, so on and so forth. But the gameplay is just an F2000 on Caspian Border TDM. I was trying to get those ridiculously hard new assignments for the, you know, the premium stuff that they put out with it. And I've said it before, I said it on Twitter especially, that I am pissed that DICE gave us the same camos for the same exact weapons. Well, not the same camos. Camos for the same weapons that they did before. You know, the F2000 is not my favorite weapon. The L96 is not my favorite gun at all. PKP sucks compared to the M240 Bravo. And don't even get me started on the Scar H. I mean, it's a great gun, but I prefer to use other weapons instead of that. So, you know, I rarely use any of the weapons that they actually have camos for, which annoys me. But what are you going to do? I mean, at least they're giving us new content, which I like, and pushing forward through these assignments gives me something to do besides just level up infinitely. I mean, Colonel 42, I just got to keep leveling up. I mean, I want to get to 100, but these assignments give me something new to do, and I enjoy it. But you'll see a lot of M26 mass and some F2000 action in this game, so I hope you guys enjoy it. It's really long because the topic today is a very long thing, and now look at me, I just took 2 minutes to actually talk about the intro and the gameplay. But I got a pretty nice topic for you guys today, and it's not going to be about the Battlefield community, because I've already made a commentary about that, and the thing is, there's so much conflict in the community for Battlefield that making a video talking about it is just probably one of the worst ideas someone can ever have. So that's why I'm just staying away from that. I don't even want to touch the Battlefield community as of right now. I want to talk about the entire gaming community as a whole. And now I got this idea from a video I just watched by Drifter, and as a matter of fact, he put it out back in October 2nd. It was during the Battlefield 3 beta. And the point of this commentary was talking about Battlefield hipsters, in where they hate having Call of Duty players in Battlefield. And I'll link you guys to the video down in the description below, so you guys can check that out yourselves if you have yet to see it. You know, it's Drifter, one of my favorite commentators ever, so, you know, I gotta make a commentary about this because it's a great topic, and I'm not stealing the idea or anything. I'm giving him full credit for that, so don't worry about that. I mean, the community, as a matter of fact, is on hot water right now because of the whole Raw Instinct thing, so I gotta say, cover my tracks and say, I'm not stealing the idea, here's the proof, here's the, you know, the idea where I got it from, copyright and all that stuff, and the plagiarism, just to get that out of the window. So that's what's going on here for this commentary, and let's get into it. So the one main thing that I want to talk about in terms of the rift in the gaming community is pretty much directed toward the FPS genre of gaming. Now, you may have, you know, people hating on other games, such as in the MMO world or in the RPG world, but since I'm not really a part of that as much as I am the FPS genre, I really can't comment there. But I know for certain that probably somewhere in those communities there is some tension between different gaming and different specific game communities, such as, you know, Skyrim or Oblivion or World of Warcraft or StarCraft or Diablo and things like that. I'm not even sure what the big games these are these days, except for WoW, because I love WoW. But the main thing is between the FPS genre as of right now and the games of how people hate on each other just because of the game preference that they have. And, you know, it's sad to say that I try to associate myself so much with the Battlefield community, but a lot of the time, honestly, I'm embarrassed to be part of the Battlefield community. I mean, I hate to say, I'm probably, you know, making some other people not happy down in the comment section below. You know, take your finger off the dislike button if you're thinking about doing it, because I got some legitimate reasons for it. I mean, I am truly sometimes embarrassed to be part of the Battlefield community, because of the way we treat other games. It is freaking ridiculous. I hate it so much. And, you know, when you take a look at the way that we hate on Call of Duty, we hate on Halo, we hate on even Medal of Honor, which isn't even that big of a game, but the people in the Battlefield community hate on so many other games. It is freaking ridiculous. And the way they do it is so irrational. Because what they say is that they hate Call of Duty because it's the same shit every time. And now, granted, they do not change the game as much as I would like them to, but you gotta understand, people enjoy the game for what it is. You can't hate on another, you know, group of people just because they have different interests than you. This is what makes nations get angry with each other in the real world. Difference of religion, difference of government, difference of all these things makes tension in real-world countries and in real-world situations. And the gaming community itself is like a microcosm of those, in that there's different factions in the world. I mean, we have the Battlefield community, we have Call of Duty, we have RPGs, we have MMO guys, we have StarCraft players, and all this stuff makes up our very diverse gaming community. And when there is differences between us, and when there is tension between us, there tends to be issues, and there's issues all the freaking time. I mean, why do you think that Call of Duty players don't like Battlefield? It's not because they don't like the game itself. You know, there may be a few people who don't like the game itself, but the one main reason they do not like it is because of the way that they're treated by the Battlefield players. And, you know, I hate to call them elitists, but they really are. I mean, I'm not saying all Battlefield players are. I'm personally not. I mean, I love different games. I love Halo. I love Call of Duty. I don't even know what Medal of Honor is going to be like, but it may be a good game. I love all these different FPS games. And then when I see the community that I'm so much a part of hate on the games that I enjoy to play for completely irrational reasons, such as there are 10-year-olds in the game. I mean, you can't help that. There's 10-year-olds in every single game. You just don't hear them in Battlefield because there's no really way for you to have full-on team chat. There's no lobby chat. So yes, there's a crapload of 10-year-olds in Battlefield. There may be less than Call of Duty, but they're still there. The fact is that everyone does not, you know, necessarily have a mic. Everyone does not necessarily have the ability to talk in the game. But in Call of Duty, that's different. Because of that lobby setting that they have, it's just, you know, more well known that there's 10-year-olds in the game who love quickscoping and trash talking, though it may be the most ridiculous thing ever. And now another thing is just how, you know, people have their opinions of things, such as, you know, I have a few acquaintances, not friends. I mean, I love my friends, but I have a few acquaintances, you know, I've met over YouTube. They're not exactly like friends, like, you know, Mr. Texan, Almost Evil, and all them, but they're more like people who tweet at me commonly. They comment on my videos commonly, who have opinions of different games that, you know, they may be different than mine, but I'm perfectly fine with them. I mean, people may have different opinions on how to play a certain game or how to play a certain game on Battlefield, but you don't see me hating on them. You don't see me, you know, blocking these people because they don't like the way I did something. But there's people on YouTube who do block people for just telling them what they did wrong, for just telling them something bad about their video. And, you know, I'm kind of getting away from what the main point of this is, but the main top goal of what my little point here is that as long as there's people who do not like accepting other people's opinions, interests, and things like that, there's always going to be tension in the community. And honestly, I'm getting tired of it. It's ridiculous of how much people hate each other. And, you know, it may be like that in the real world. There may be a lot of hate between different nations and different countries, different races, groups of people, but I don't think that should be like it is in the gaming community. The gaming community is not about hating each other. It's more about having fun with your game, having different games out there to want to play, and the more people who hate on different games, and I'm using the Battlefield community as just the one main thing because they do it the most. I've never seen a community in the world, you know, it may be StarCraft or World of Warcraft that hates more on each other, but Battlefield, because of what I'm so accustomed to it, is just, in terms of conduct, is the worst out there. It's ridiculous. And, you know, I love Call of Duty. It's a great game. Modern Warfare 3 just sucked ass. terrible game. Never gonna play it again. I just don't even understand why people ever play that game. But the thing is, the game is good. It's a great game. But just because it's not Battlefield, just because it's not Medal of Honor, does not make it any worse of a game. It's just a different type of game. It's an arcadey shooter. It's supposed to be fast-paced. There's supposed to be weird things in there like quick-scoping and perks and all that stuff. It's not Battlefield. People just can't get that drilled into their head, and I just hit myself on the head. I don't know why I did that. But they can't get it just in their heads that it's not Battlefield. You can't compare the two. You can't hate on people or give them flack for something that they like that you don't. I can't speak of this enough. It's something that's been bothering me for the past months, however long I've been feeling it, and it just pisses me off. This rift, this conflict that we have in the community is ridiculous. I mean, it would be good if we just left each other alone. Like, there weren't, I'm not going to say Call of Duty fanboys, but there weren't Call of Duty guys hating on Battlefield. There weren't Battlefield elitists hating on Call of Duty more than anybody else. And there aren't people just getting mad at each other because of these different interests. You know, eventually the game developers may start catching on to this and seeing that people don't like the differences, and then everything will eventually be the same thing. Or they'll be so radically different that we have even more conflict. I don't even know what to expect for the future because of the insecurity, because of the conflict that is currently tearing apart our community. It's hard to say what the future may hold for us. And it's a touchy topic. I mean, there's different ways things can go. I mean, people have different opinions, they have different feelings on the situation, but I feel that in the future, the gaming community will be so much different because of the way that we treat each other today. And it's all about fun, guys. I'm not denying it. I'm not saying that there's something that, you know, should be hated on. There's some, you know, some group of people that should not like a different group of people. But it's basically a real-world situation we got on here. I'm going to make an analogy to the civil rights movement. I mean, we had all the whites not liking the blacks for, you know, their differences, and we have the Battlefield community not liking the Call of Duty community for their differences. It's going to turn into a giant conflict sometime in the future. Black Ops 2 is already getting a lot of hate from our community, and we don't even know what the game's going to be about yet. We don't even know what it's like, and they're already making assumptions. They're already hating on the game, and we don't even know what it's about. It's just this fact that I'm not going to say we, because it's not me, that people in this community have to hate on other people just because of their differences. I wish we could all just put this behind us. We could all just be the same and just, respect other people's interests. But it's not going to happen unless we actually try to make a difference. And if you guys are all with me, go for it. Make a difference. Change our community. Make it the right way it's supposed to be. We all have different interests and we respect each other for them. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's commentary and you got your mind thinking about the status of our community as of right now. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Follow me on Twitter, and as always, rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.